Students, in this video, we will discuss unconstrained optimization without constraint and means unconstrained optimization with multidimensional. In previous videos, we have discussed unconstrained optimization with single variable problem. That means in single dimension. Here we have multi-dimension. Okay. So the problem is minimum of f of x, that means minimum of f of x1 x2 xn, n dimensional problem without any constraint. Okay, here x is in n dimension, x1 x2 xn belongs to En, Euclidean space. A point x star will be a relative minimum of f of x if the solution of this is basically x star if, and known as relative minima because the problem is of minimization. If number 1, necessary condition holds, this is called optimum solution. If this necessary condition holds, that means del f by del xi at x equal to x star is 0. Here I is 1 to n. This is equation number 1. And we have a sufficient condition. The point x star is guaranteed to be a relative minimum if the Hessian matrix is positive definite, because we have n dimensional problem. So second derivative is nothing but the Hessian matrix. Hessian matrix is denoted by H, is nothing but del 2f by del xi del xj at point x star. Okay, and here I and j varies from 1 to n. So this is if this matrix is positive definite, because this is problem is minimization, then this will guarantee that the obtained solution is basically the optimum. Okay, if this is not positive definite, then you can say that this will not be a optimum solution of the given problem. Fine. So but this is equation number 2. But if the function is not differentiable, then this is applicable only when the function is differentiable. Okay, these two necessary and sufficient condition can be applied only when your function f is differentiable. But if suppose your function is not differentiable, then the above equations 1 and 2 cannot be applied to identify the optimum point. In that case, we may apply following methods. Okay, so we can apply these following methods. So methods for unconstrained multivariable variate NLPP. We can divide the methods into two parts. One is the direct search methods, another one is the descent methods. Okay, or indirect methods. These are direct methods, these are indirect methods or descent methods. Fine. Now in direct methods, basically we are not using the concept of derivative. Do not require the derivatives of the function. Fine. However, in descent methods require the derivatives of the function. So indirect methods or descent methods basically require the derivatives. However, the direct search methods, they do not require the derivatives. Okay. In this category, we are having these methods: random search method, grid search method, univariate method, pattern search methods, Powell's method, Hook and Jeeves method, Rosenbrock method, and simplex method. Okay, these 8 methods. Similarly, here we have these 7 methods: steepest and descent method, Fletcher and Reeves method, Newton's method, Margaret and method, Quasi-Newton method, Davidson and Fletcher and Powell method, Broyden, Fletcher, Goldberg and Shano method. Okay, so these are the 7 methods and 8 methods. So I am not discussing all these methods, rather than I have selected 2 methods from this and 2 methods from this category. Here we will discuss univariate method and Hook and Jeeves method. Similarly, from the second list, I have selected steepest and descent method and Newton method. Okay, so ultimately we will discuss 2 and 2, 4 methods we will discuss. Okay, now if you are discussing all these methods, then another important point is that as these methods do not use the derivatives, because this they do not use the derivatives, so these are considered as zero order methods, so they are also known as zero order methods. Similarly here we are using the derivatives, so these methods are called the first or second or any other methods based on the order of the डेरिवेटिव यूज्ड. ओके, तो या तो हम फर्स्ट ऑर्डर डेरिवेटिव कहेंगे या सेकंड ऑर्डर डेरिवेटिव मेथड इनको कहेंगे, ये भी हम कह सकते हैं बेस्ड ऑन द डेरिवेटिव यूज्ड. फाइन. ओके, नाउ हियर वी विल डिस्कस द यूनिवेरिएट मेथड. फर्स्ट आई एम डिस्कसिंग द यूनिवेरिएट मेथड. ओके, what is univariate method? Let us consider the problem of two variable minimum of f of x1 and x2. We have considered two variable problem. What is the basic idea? Choose a starting point. So we will start the method from a point. Okay, that is called the starting point. One of the variables, say x1, is hold constant. Then the function is optimized with respect to the other variable x2. Okay, for example, x1 is hold constant. So we have ultimately a single variable problem where variable is x2 only, and then problem is optimized. Okay, then x2 is hold constant and then the function is optimized with respect to the other variable x1. Second time we will fix x2 and then problem is optimized with respect to x1. That's why this is univariate. एक टाइम में एक डायरेक्शन में हमें चलना है. फर्स्ट वी विल फिक्स x1, वी विल मूव अलोंग x2, देन x2 इज फिक्स्ड एंड वी विल मूव अलोंग x1 और वाइसा वर्सा. फाइन. एंड कंटिन्यू टिल द कन्वर्जेंस क्राइटेरिया इज सेटिस्फाइड. सो वी विल, दिस इज द यूनिवेरिएट मेथड, यानी एक बार में हम एक डायरेक्शन में चलेंगे और जैसे ही हमें ऑप्टिमम सॉल्यूशन मिल जाएगा वी विल स्टॉप. ओके, सो फॉर एग्जांपल हियर suppose this is the optimum solution, this is the optimum solution x star. We have started here. For example, here this is the contour of the problem, okay. Suppose we have started from here, x denoted by x1, capital x1. This is x1 direction, this is x2 direction. Okay, so in this method basically we will start here. So we will move along, for example, say in x direction, then we will move along x2 direction, then x direction, then x2 direction, and then x direction, and then finally we will reach to this. So this is the procedure. Okay, so we will move x1 to this point, where in this movement from here to here x2 is constant. From here to here x1 is constant. Okay, so this is the meaning univariate. एक बार में एक डायरेक्शन में मूवमेंट, दूसरी डायरेक्शन, फिर दूसरी डायरेक्शन में, फिर पहली डायरेक्शन में, फिर दूसरी डायरेक्शन में, एंड सो ऑन. दिस इज द मीनिंग. आई होप यू अंडरस्टैंड. ओके, सो नाउ algorithm. So this is the algorithm is divided into 4 steps. Step number 1, start with point x1. x1 means x1 x2, two dimensional problem. If given, if this point is given to you, initially this point is given to you, okay. Otherwise take 0 0, otherwise start with 0 0. ओरिजिन से स्टार्ट करेंगे, अदरवाइज आपको दिया जाएगा. फाइन. एज द स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट फॉर टू वेरिएबल फंक्शन. ओके, या तो आपको पॉइंट दिया जाएगा या आप 0 0 से स्टार्ट कर सकते हो. फाइन. नाउ एज्यूम लैम्डा 1 एंड लैम्डा 2 आर द स्टेप साइजेस अलोंग x1 and x2 respectively. Okay, so we will assume lambda 1 and lambda 2 as the step sizes along x1 and x2 direction respectively. Okay, for example, here this is your step size lambda 1 along x direction, this is your lambda 2 along y direction, this is your lambda 1, this is your lambda 2, this and so on. So what is aim is to find lambda 1, find here lambda 2, again find lambda 1, again find lambda 2. So this is the strategy. Okay, so we have to find lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 1, lambda 2 and so on. Fine. So here determine lambda 1 along x1 and lambda 2 along x2 by solving the problems minimum of f of lambda 1 plus x1 x2. So if you will see here, I am मैं इसको zoom करके दिखाता हूं. Here we have started with this point x1 and x2. Okay, this is called as x1. Then we will move in this direction lambda 1 step size. So what will be the coordinate of this point? x1 plus lambda 1 and x2. Okay, that's why we have first we have taken this point. So function value is evaluated at this point. Since x1 is known to you, x2 is known to you, only unknown is lambda 1. Only unknown is lambda 1. x1 x2 is known to you, given. So only unknown is lambda 1. Okay, so from here get lambda 1 and go to step number 2. Now after this we will move in this direction. Here this step size is lambda 2. So now after this lambda 1 is evaluated through this step size. Okay, now after evaluation, now we are moving in y direction. Here what will be the coordinate of this point? F of x1 plus lambda 1 as it is, and now x2 plus lambda 2, x2 plus lambda 2. So this is the meaning here. And now from here get lambda 2 and go to step number 3. Okay, after reaching this point, after evaluating this coordinate point, this point is denoted by x2. x2 is this point, new point. x1 is this, x2 is this. Okay, so x2, where x2 is this point, x1 plus lambda 1 and x2 plus lambda 2 is denoted by x2. Now find the functional value at this point. Okay, now there are two cases. Either this functional value f of x2 is reduced in comparison to f of x1, because here we will find the value here at this point. Functional value is f of x1. At this point the functional value is f of x2. Now here either f of x1 is less than f of x2, or either f of x1 is greater than f of x2. If both are equal, then there is no benefit. Okay, so either less than or greater than. Okay, so that's why this is considered here. If f of x1 minus f of x2 is less than equal to epsilon, where epsilon is the tolerance level, then stop. Why stop? Because our target is to minimize this. Okay, तो इसका मतलब नए फंक्शनल वैल्यू पे जो वैल्यू है वो इससे बड़ी आ रही है, x2 पर वैल्यू ज़्यादा बड़ी आ रही है, इसलिए स्टॉप कर देंगे क्योंकि हमें तो मिनिमम निकालना है. सो दैट्स वाई x स्टार इज नथिंग बट x2. लेकिन अगर f of x1 माइनस f of x2 इज ग्रेटर देन एप्सिलॉन आ जाती है, इसका मतलब f of x1 पर जो वैल्यू है वो बड़ी है, f of x2 पर वैल्यू छोटी है. इसका मतलब वैल्यू रिड्यूस्ड हुई है, इसका मतलब हम सही डायरेक्शन में मूव कर रहे हैं। एंड हैंस एक्स जो x2 पॉइंट है उसको हम x1 में डाल देंगे और x2 को दोबारा से कैलकुलेट करेंगे। फाइन, सो वी विल रिप्लेस दिस x2 with x1 and then recompute x2. So for recomputing we will move to the step number 2. Okay, so since x1 equals to x2 in this step, so f of x1 is equal to f of x2 and go to step number 2. So we will move here and again find out lambda 1 and lambda 2 and then compute x2 and then again compare. So this will be the strategy. I think you understand the method. Let's see how to apply this. Example number 1. So minimum f of x1 x2 is equals to x1 square minus x1 x2 plus 3x2 whole square. Okay, this is the problem of two variable. Take starting point as x1 and here given that 1 1, point is 1 1, that means small x1 is 1, this point 1 1. Okay, and epsilon, this epsilon is 0.05. So x1 is 1 1. So now compute f of x1. So f of x1, just put x1 is equal to small x1 is 1 and x2 small x1 x2 is 1. So we get 3. So 3 is the value. Now let lambda 1 and lambda 2 be the step sizes along x1 and x2 respectively. Now iteration number 1. So now iteration number 1, find lambda 1 by solving the problem minimum of f of 1 plus lambda 1 and 1. This problem here x1 is 1, x2 is 1, so that's why 1 plus lambda 1 and 1. And now function is already known to you, so just substitute these values here. So we get f of 1 plus lambda 1 and 1 is equals to 1 plus lambda 1 whole square minus 1 plus lambda 1 into 1 plus 3 into 1 whole square. After simplification we get 1 plus lambda 1 whole square minus lambda 1 plus 2. Okay, now differentiate this function with respect to lambda 1. So del f by del lambda 1 is equals to, just partially differentiate this, so we get 2 into 1 plus lambda 1 minus 1. For optimum value of lambda 1, this should be 0 and hence lambda 1 is minus 0.5. Okay, now to see the sufficient condition. So just again differentiate this del 2f by del lambda 1 2, which is equal to 2 from here, and this is positive and hence this lambda 1 is basically the optimum value. Okay, so the direction along x1 is minimizing direction based on this observation. Okay, so now what is x1? New x1 will be 1 plus lambda 1, this 1 plus lambda 1. So 1 lambda 1 is minus 0.5. So that's why 0.5 and x2 is 1. So if you will see, we have started from this 1 1 point and after this iteration, this step, we reach to the point x1 is equal to 0.5 and x2 is equal to 1. That means this point, which is 0.5 and 1. So we are moving in this negative x direction. Okay, so now you will see that after this step started with 1 1 and we reach to the point this 0.5 and 1. We are moving in this direction. Okay, we are moving from here to here. This is shown here. Okay, now find the step size lambda 2 along x2, okay. So for minimum of f 0.5 1, now this you will see this x1 is as it is constant. Now variation is done in the y direction, so 1 plus lambda 2. Okay, so variation, because our interest is in y direction, either we are moving in this direction or in this direction, either here or here. So if lambda 2 is for example here, then what will be the coordinate of this point? 0.5 and 1 plus lambda 2. If we are moving in this direction, then 0.5 1 plus lambda 2. Okay, so depending upon if lambda 2 is positive, then we are moving in this direction. If lambda 2 is negative, then we are moving in this direction. Okay. So now we will have this. So now we have this f 0.5 and 1 plus lambda 2, which is equal to 0.5 whole square minus 0.5 into 1 plus lambda 2 plus 3 1 plus lambda 2 whole square. Okay. Now del f by del lambda 2 will be this minus 0.5 plus 6 1 plus lambda 2. This is equal to 0 for optimum value of this. So lambda 2 will be minus 0.9166. After solving this, we get this value. Now compute the second derivative of f with respect to lambda 2. We get 6 from here, which is positive. So the direction along x2 is again minimizing direction. So now the new point is x2 is this 0.5 1 plus lambda 2. So 1 plus lambda 2. So x2 is 0.5 and 1 plus lambda 2. So 0.5 1 minus lambda 2 is this direction, and hence x2 is 0.5 and 0.0834. So you can see started with 1 1, then this is the direction along x direction. So this is the step size lambda 1 0.5 in negative direction, and then after this we evaluated lambda 2, which is minus 0.9166 this, and so we reached at this point, and this is basically the new point. So this is basically your x1 and this is your x2. X2 is this point. Okay, so x2 is this point, 0.5 0.0834. Now compute the value of f of x2, so which is 0.229. Now what is the difference? F of x1 minus f of x2, this is 3 minus 0.229, which is 2.771, which is greater than epsilon, because epsilon is here, epsilon is 0.05. Okay, so this is greater than epsilon, and hence go to the next iteration again. Now x2 is now, this x2 is now replaced with x1. So x1 is equal to x2 is 0.5 0.0834, and now recompute x2. Okay, so this and recompute x2, recompute x2. Okay, so now f of x1 will be this value 0.229, and now again find lambda 1 by solving the problem minimum of f of 0.5 plus lambda 1 and x2 as it is same, this value as it is same, and increment is done in the x direction, x1 direction. Now find the functional value at this point, which is this. Now del f by del lambda 1 equal to 0. After solving this, we get lambda 1 is minus 0.458, and del 2f by del lambda 1 whole square is 2, greater than, which is greater than 0. So minimizing direction. Okay, now find lambda 2 by solving the problem minimum of f of 0.5, this 0.5 plus lambda 1, and second point this plus lambda 2. Okay, so f of 0.5 plus lambda 1 and this 0.0834 plus lambda 2. So f of this is basically what? 0.5 minus lambda 1 is this. So minus 0.458 plus 0.5 and 0.0834 plus lambda 2, which is nothing but f of 0.042 and 0.0834 plus lambda 2. So this is the function, and now partially differentiate this function with respect to lambda 2. So del f by del lambda 2, which is equal to minus 0.042 plus twice into 0.0834 plus lambda 2. This should be 0. So lambda 2 will be minus 0.0834. Now again second differentiate this, del 2f by del lambda 2, which is equal to 2 greater than 0, hence minimum direction. So the new x2 is basically what? New point x2 is x1 plus lambda 1, x2 plus lambda 2. What is x1? x1 is 0.5. Lambda 1 is here minus 0.458. x2 is this point 0.0834 and lambda 2 is minus 0.834. So the x2 will be 0.0420 and f at x2 when you compute the value of the function at this new point, then this will be 0.0018. Okay, so now compute the difference f of x1 minus f of x2. F of x1 is this 0.229 minus f of x2 is this value 0.0018. Now take the difference, which is 0.2272, which is again greater than epsilon. So go to the next iteration. Now you will see the direction. We have started with this point 1 1, then we will reach to this point after one iteration, and the iteration was this 0.5. This point is basically, this point is 0.5 and 0.0834. After this iteration, second iteration, we reached at this point x2. This is the starting point, then this is the new point after iteration number 1. This is the new point at after iteration number 2. What is the point? Point is this 0.042 and 0. This is the point. Okay, now iteration number 3. Iteration number 3, again reallocate this x2 as x1. So x1 is equal to x2 is 0.042 and 0. So f of x1 is 0.0018. Now find lambda 1 from minimum of f of 0.042 plus lambda 1 and 0. x2 is as it is constant. So f at this point is 0.042 plus lambda 1 whole square. Now find lambda 1. So del f by del lambda 1 is equal to twice 0.042 plus lambda 1. This should be 0. So lambda 1 is minus 0.042. Now find the second derivative of f with respect to lambda. We get 2, which is positive value. So minimizing direction. Okay. Now find lambda 2 from minimum of f of 0.042 plus lambda 1. This value as it is same, and here is 0 plus lambda 2. Okay, so f at this point is f of 0.042 minus lambda 1 is this value, so substitute it here. So 0.042 minus 0.042 and lambda 2, so f of 0 lambda 2, that means 3 lambda 2 whole square. Okay, now del f by del lambda 2 is 6 lambda 2 and put it 0. So from here lambda 2 is 0 and del 2f by del lambda 2 whole square is 6, which is positive. So minimizing direction. Okay, so the new point is x2 is equal to 0.042 plus lambda 1 and 0 plus lambda 2. So we get, put lambda 1 this value and lambda 2 this value. So we get 0 0 point. That means origin point. So f at x2 is 0, which is less than obviously epsilon. Okay. So if you compare the value, f at x2 is 0. So if you compare the difference, f of x1 minus f of x2. So what is the value? This will be f of x1 minus, find f of x2 here, this should be 0. Then the difference will be 0.0018, 0, which is less than epsilon, and so stop, and x star is this. Okay, so this will be the correction. Okay, so f of x1 minus f of x2 is 0.0018, which is less than epsilon, and hence stop, and x star is x2 equal to 0.00. So this is the solution. So basically we have started with this here, then we are moving in this direction, then this direction, then this direction, and finally we'll reach to the 0, 0 point, and this is the solution. Okay, so this is the way of doing univariate method. Now here we have two note points. Number one, the univariate search may not converge always. However, univariate search is effective and converges quickly if converges. Okay, so this method may not converge always, but if converges, then this method converges quickly for a quadratic function of the form this: f of x is equals to summation of ci xi whole square. Okay, if we are having function of this form, then this converges quickly, and the convergence is shown here. Here we have started with x0, moving in x1 direction, we reach x1 and then finally reach to the x star. This is the optimum point. So very quick. And this is because here the search directions line up with the principal axis x1 and x2. Okay, this is the reason, because we are moving along x1 and x2. However, if the univariate search method does not work so well for the more general quadratic function of the form this: double summation Cij xi xj. First summation is for I and second summation is for j. I from 1 to n, j from 1 to n. Okay, so if we are having more general quadratic function, then univariate search method does not work so well. But if your function is of this form, then generally this method works very quickly. Okay, and in this second category you will see we are moving x0 to here, then here, then here, and then here, then in the negative direction. So we are having very, you can say, very tedious job. Okay, so work does not work so well. Fine. So this is the method, univariate search method. Now we are having two definitions, and they will be used, these definitions will be used in pattern search methods. Okay, so to discuss the pattern search method, if you will see here, Hooks and Jeffs method or pattern search methods, so we need some definitions. So these definitions are pattern, direction and move. Okay, so what is the pattern direction? In the univariate method, we search for the minimum along the directions parallel to the coordinate axis. Okay, if you have seen in this, we are moving along either x1 axis or either x2 axis parallel to x1 axis. So we are moving in univariate method, basically we are moving along axis, x1 axis, x2 axis and so on. Okay, however, so in univariate methods we search for the minimum along the directions parallel to the coordinate axis, and this makes the convergence process slow, very slow. Okay, sometimes the method may not even converge, यानी एक तो ये मेथड को स्लो कर देता है क्योंकि हम पैरेलल टू पैरेलल चल रहे हैं, हम डायगोनल नहीं चल रहे, हम किसी और डायरेक्शन में नहीं चल रहे हैं, हम सिर्फ पैरेलल टू पैरेलल चल रहे हैं. ओके, एक तो स्लो कर देता है, दूसरा कई बार ये मेथड कन्वर्ज भी नहीं करता. सो दीज प्रॉब्लम्स कैन बी अवॉइडेड बाय चेंजिंग द डायरेक्शंस ऑफ सर्च इन अ फेवरेबल मैनर. फेवरेबल मीन्स आप जहां ऑप्टिमम लाई करता है उस डायरेक्शन में क्यों नहीं जा रहे हो डायरेक्टली. ओके, दैट इज कॉल्ड द फेवरेबल डायरेक्शन. So in a favorable manner, instead of retaining them always parallel to the coordinate axis. हम बार बार क्यों एक्सिस की तरफ ही चल रहे हैं, हम क्यों नहीं फेवरेबल डायरेक्शन में जा रहे हैं, हम डायरेक्टली क्यों नहीं जा पा रहे हैं इसकी तरफ, या डायगोनली क्यों नहीं चल रहे हैं. ओके, दैट इज कॉल्ड द फेवरेबल डायरेक्शन. सो दीज डायरेक्शंस आर नोन एज द पैटर्न डायरेक्शंस. ओके, सो फेवरेबल डायरेक्शन will be the direction towards the optimum point, and these directions are known as the pattern direction. Okay, for example, here if we are moving from here to here, this is univariate, from here to here univariate and so on. So red lines is basically associated with univariate. However, if we are moving this diagonal direction, this is basically the favorable direction. We are directly moving towards the optimum solution, and this is basically the pattern direction. Okay, fine. So here we have shown the difference. Univariate search means we are moving from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7, 7 to 8, 8 to 9, 9 to 10, and so on. So this is basically the univariate search. However, in patterned search, we are directly moving from here to here, here to here, here to here, and so on. So 1 to 3, 3 to 5. So this is the pattern search. So we are avoiding few steps. You can see it. We are moving from direct 1 to 3. However, here in between 1 and 3 we have 2. Okay. So we are not reaching 2. We are directly moving from this to this. And this is the beauty of pattern search methods. Okay. Now, next definition is move. The process of going from one point to another is called move. That means from here to here, this process is basically called as move. For minimization of a function, a move is a success if the function value decreases. अगर function की value decrease होती है तो move जो है आपका success है. After the move, आपकी अगर value decrease हो जाती है तो move आपका success है. Otherwise, it is a failure. अगर आपकी value बढ़ जाती है तो एक failure है, लेकिन अगर आपकी value decrease हो रही है, then this is a success. This is a success. Okay. For a two variable function, at least two linearly independent search directions are required. दो डायमेंशन की प्रॉब्लम में एक x1 डायरेक्शन चाहिए आपको, एक x2. बोथ आर लीनियरली इंडिपेंडेंट. ओके. So for a two variable function, at least two linearly independent search directions are required to go from one point to another. And for now, अगर इसी को generalize कर दें, for a n variable function, we need n linearly independent search directions to go from one point to another. Okay. So there are many possible combinations of such direction. In directions के n dimension में, in dimensions के there are many possible combination. Positive direction, negative direction. Okay. Just like here we are moving from here. We may here positive में भी जा सकते थे, negative में भी. So there are lots of combinations. Okay. So lots of combinations. So there are many possible combinations of such directions. Some combinations will converge quickly compared to the other combination. यानी कुछ combination converge करेंगे faster, कुछ करेंगे slower. Okay. So this is the two definitions: pattern search and move. Now pattern search methods that use pattern direction. This pattern direction as search directions are known as pattern search method. यानी जो मेथड पैटर्न डायरेक्शन का यूज करेंगे, ओके, पैटर्न डायरेक्शन का यूज करेंगे यानी फेवरेबल डायरेक्शन में मूव करेंगे ऐसे डायगनली, those are known as pattern search methods. Two well-known pattern search methods are Hook and Jeeves method and Powell's method. Okay. In this course we will discuss Hook and Jeeves method. मैं Hook and Jeeves method को discuss करूँगा. Okay. I am not taking the Powell's method. Okay. As we have already told in our video, in this video. Now, in general, a pattern search method takes n univariate steps, where n denotes the number of design variables. यानी n dimension की अगर प्रॉब्लम है तो n डिसीजन वेरिएबल होंगे. सो हमें n डायमेंशन में यूनिवेरिएट सर्च मेथड लगाना पड़ेगा. पैटर्न सर्च में भी लगाना पड़ेगा यूनिवेरिएट. ओके. तो पैटर्न सर्च में ऐसा नहीं कि डायरेक्टली पहुंच जाएंगे. वी कैन नॉट मूव फ्रॉम हियर टू हियर डायरेक्टली. वी विल मूव अलोंग x1 and x2. So that's why indirectly we are applying univariate search also. उसको भी हम डायरेक्टली लगाएंगे. Okay. So where n denotes the number of design variables and then searches for the minimum along the pattern direction. SI defined by this. SI is the pattern direction, which is nothing but xi minus xi minus 1. What is xi? xi is the point obtained at the end of n univariate steps, and xi minus n is the starting point before taking n univariate steps. For example, here this xi minus n is nothing but x naught, because n is 2, n is 2, n is 2. Okay, so if you put I is equal to 2 here, s2 will be x2 minus x2 minus 2, 0. So x naught is starting point, that means this point, and x2 is the end point. So after 2 univariate steps you are moving from x naught to x2. After one univariate step you move from x0 to x1, and after second univariate step you are moving from x1 to x2. So after 2 univariate steps you are basically reaching to x2. So this xi is basically x2 at the end of 2 univariate steps, and starting point is x0. So here s2 is basically what? x2 minus x0. Diagonally in vector form, this direction s2 is basically x2 minus x0. So this is the general form. Okay, so now in the next video I will discuss this hook and Jeeves pattern search method. So these are some basic concepts related to this hook and Jeeves method, but this method will be discussed in the next video. Okay, thank you.